Hey everybody, I'm Amy from BodyFit by Amy, and this is your mobility power workout. This is day 9 of your power challenge. But this is a workout that you could do at any time. I'm gonna give you lots of different options to work to your level. This is an active recovery workout. We'll get a little bit of gentle cardio, we'll get some strength, we'll get a little bit of power, but all with the goal to increase our mobility and feel good. Are you ready? Let's do it. So we're gonna start just finding that good posture and alignment. So a few rolls through the shoulders, kind of shake out, gentle in the knees. And then let's start with stacking those ears right over the shoulders, shoulders over the rib cage and rib cage over the pelvis. So I really want you to think about the hips and the ribs being stacked. That's where we often get out of alignment, whether that's from our job, from sitting, from our lifestyle, from pregnancies, any of that. We really want to make sure that we try to keep the rib cage stacked right over those hip bones, right over the pelvis. And then those hips over those knees, over those ankles. So take a second just to feel that. Check in with your body. A lot of us get what we call rib flare, especially if we've been through pregnancy where those ribs tend to flare out. We want to tack those ribs down, pull that core in, zip it up, I say. Some of us get that anterior or posterior pelvic tilt with our hips. We want to, again, align everything in, lift up on that pelvic floor as well as that deep core. So now that you've got that, a few deep breaths, hands on the side. Remember, we want to inhale to expand, exhale to bring it in and to lift. So a few rolls through the shoulders, and let's just start to tap it out. So right through here. So before we get into our deeper mobility work, we are going to get the heart rate up and get the blood flowing. Just roll the shoulders. So none of this is choreographed cardio. It's all about movement. Everything about this workout is finding what feels good for you. Roll those shoulders forward and finding what you need today. Maybe you need a little bit more of the cardio. Maybe you need a little bit more of the stretch. It is your workout. As I always say, be where you are today and do you, right? Take it to the back. Little bit bigger this time. Again, working on mobility. So we'll get some pretty specific mobility exercises, but again, you adjust according to what you need today. Take them forward, a little bit bigger. All the way through. And then let's just take our arms out nice and wide. So we're just shifting side to side, little mini side lunge, and you can flip through those arms right through here, right? If you want to get a little lower, you can, but you don't have to. So a good way to think about mobility is, doesn't have to be really a specific mobility move, although we have some good ones. Let's go flat down and round it up, just like we do in our regular warm-ups. Flat back down and round it up, really working on increasing your range of motion. So a good way to think of our mobility is think about the things we do in our everyday life and think about the things that we do in our workouts. We want to be able to go through those movement patterns with good mobility before we add intensity, before we add the load or we increase the load with our weights. Hold the hands right here, roll those shoulders. Little taps right here, all the way through. And then let's tap and reach across. So little taps as we shake it out. If you want to add a little more, you can tap it out, or you can even add a little bit of impact. But this is your workout. If you want to just keep it here, I want you to think about turning the knees and the hips and getting that rotation. Let's go over your head. Again, you can keep it just here to here. You can step it out to add a little intensity, or you can even add a little jump, whatever you need for you today. One last one from here, we're gonna reach low, reach low. So you can just pivot here, or again, little tap out, little jump out. If you wanna really get low with it, you can. Just getting the body warm, muscles ready to move. 3, 2, 1. Right through here, let's bring those knees up. So little march. I want you to think about controlling with the core, flex the foot. Let's bring those arms up with it, right? Looks like this. Can you stay balanced? How about we try it? Balance. Can you hold it? What do you think? 3, 2, 1. When I looked at the camera, I lost it. Take it here. Look straight ahead, core engaged. Push into that feet. 3, 2, 1. Let's go one more, other side. Can you extend it out? 3, 2, 1. Little shake in there, me too. Up. Woo! Take it out. 3, 2, 1. Let's tap them back right here so we open up those hips and the hip flexors. So again, these first few minutes, we're getting some gentle cardio to get the blood flowing, get the heart rate up. I always like to start getting the energy up just a bit, whatever it is. Let's hold it here. Let's reach it over, back to center, and bring it up. And then we'll get into some more specific mobility. And up. Here, here, balance, and up. Big reach, not a deep lunge yet. We got some of that coming, right? One more each side. And up right here. Good. Let's step it out into that side lunge. If you want to just do a side step, that works too. If you can get low with it, reach it up, reach to the back, reach it up. Big arms. Yes. And reach all the way through. Let's get 4 more each side. You decide how low you want to go. 3. 2 more. 2. Last one. Good. Little marches again. Shake everything out. If you need to grab a sip of water, grab it. I'm going to. We're going to get into some more specific mobility work right here. Keeping this workout short today. So we're going to take those little hip rolls. So often we do it in a warm-up just here to here. I want you to get a little more specific about it. I want you to think up, out, to the back and around. Sometimes these are called hip cars. If you need to balance, I want you to grab the balance. If you only get to here, that works too. But I want you to think hip flexor, open up in the hip, take it to the back and up. What we're not doing is a lot of forward and back. So whatever you need for balance, you can keep it low if you need to, but we want that hip moving in all different directions. Let's take it right here, up, take it out, and bring it down. So think a little more of that sort of robotic movement over that sort of flowy movement that we often do in our warm-ups. Take it up, all the way through. Yes. One more. Can you reverse that direction? Take it up and bring it around. You're gonna feel that stretch, right? Are those hip joints move in all different directions? Ball and socket joint, that's what we love about them. But you're also gonna feel that strengthening. You can't have mobility without strength, so we wanna make sure we're getting it all in. Shake it out right here. So little taps in front to shake that out, right? Right through here, we'll get the same thing other side. Keep it going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Other side, so right here for balance, up, out, around, and here. If you can balance it here, or on the wall, up, out. Trying to keep that core pulled in, keeping the shoulders pulled back. And you're gonna be able to tell pretty quickly where that tightness is. Usually it's right here, right? We tend to have a little bit more flexibility here. And then as we come around, we wanna lean into it or use our back, right? But really think about that hip, all the different ways it moves. Let's reverse our direction. So out and up, out and up. It's really tough not to lean into it, so do the best you can. Again, you're feeling that strengthening. Maybe even a little good burn. And we go 2. And we go 1. Now let's take a little hamstring curls. Whoo, right? So stretching out those hip flexors. So we'll come back in between more of those power moves, power mobility that we're getting today, we'll get a little cardio mobility, all right? So I want you just to hang with me. Again, I know a lot of you really like the structure of having intervals. Not everybody likes the flow. A lot of you want to see the clock and see the move on camera. But what I want you to focus on right now is just moving in a way that feels good for you. So if you want more cardio with that, you can pick up your intensity. You could even add a little jump. If you want to just keep it that cardio mobility, really think about flexing the foot, pulling those arms right here. You can even take them up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We were working those hips. Let's work that upper body and that core. So I want you to turn both feet out, and I want you to think about that windmill that we often do with our kettlebell, right? So we're gonna open up wide, soft bend in the knees, hinge down the front, feel that stretch, bring it all the way up, open here, back to center, reach, take it down the front of the leg. So we're alternating sides, back to center, reach. So even though one side turns out a little bit more, and I really want you to challenge yourself on how far you go down. A lot of times with a heavy kettlebell or dumbbell, we can only go to about here. See if you can go a little lower without the added weight. Up, bring it in, reach. So we're getting that stretch through the spine. It's like that triangle pose from yoga. It's like that windmill we do with our kettlebell. Let's get one more each side. Reach. Feels good to do it without the weight, right? And one more right through here. Now let's take those knees out. So adding a little power to it. I want us to reach all the way down if you can. If you need to be here, you can be here and reach up. So this is your option. You can even come up in between. If you got a lot of leg burn going on, for whatever reason, maybe it's that workout you did yesterday, you can come up in between. Otherwise, stay low. If you can, we're gonna reach to the ground, reach up, and reach up again. If you need to come up in between, come up in between. So whatever version of that works for you, we're just opening up the hips more. We're getting a little low to get some power from that sumo squat, and we're gonna add that open spine as well. So take it down here to here, reach it up, big stretch, look up at that hand, through the center, reach it up. Ooh, that's harder, right? Through the center, come up in between if you need to. Take it down, reach up, feel that open of the hips. Take it down, reach up. Totally fine if you're not going as low as if you're just here, and reach, rest that arm on the top. Take it here and reach. One more each side. Low. Right through here. Slowly walk those feet in and slowly round it up wherever you are. Right through here. Let's do a little step touch mobility, right? Arms out in front. Cross behind. You can go straight arms, you can keep them a little lower, or take it here. Yes. Breathe. All the way through. So again, thinking about the motions that we do in our everyday life, that squat motion all the time, that hinge motion all the time, we get it done. So speaking of those two, let's get to them. Let's do a little upper body first, right? So I want you, if you have a wall, to find a wall. If you don't have a wall, I just want you to imagine that you have a wall and we're trying to pull those elbows back. You have a wall, we're gonna do what we call arm slides. Really great shoulder mobility. Ooh, my wall is cold. I want you to think about that core. Where's that core? Are you arching that back? Can you pull everything in? Try to bring the heels up against the wall. I know that's hard to do. And if you're like me and you got a booty, sometimes you feel like you're arching your back, but just make sure that core is in. And we're gonna slide those arms up and slide those arms down. So think of little arm angels. I know, again, it's hard to not arch that back. So really just think about tacking the rib cage down and keeping the arms on the back of the wall. Really challenging. Again, if you're standing, you're here. If you can get a little lower, get that little squeeze and bring it up. It's a great exercise that you could do throughout your workday. If you need a little break from sitting at your computer, from looking at your phone, get out of the chair, come on a wall, bring these through. We all need this shoulder mobility, especially if you're feeling that tightness or that tension. Let's get 2 more at your own pace. You can come to parallel like a little goalpost or come all the way down. And 1 more. Ooh. Right? Ha. Reach across right through here. Tap it out. Now we're gonna go back to that hinge motion with a little bit of a squat, right? All right, team. Ooh, shake it out. Shoulders, shoulders over your head. And watch me here so we can add a little power to it. So I'm gonna reach those hands up. I'm gonna hinge it forward. You can have your toes forward or out a bit. From here, if you need to be on the thighs, you can, or at the ankles. Sit low in that squat if you can, little shift side to side. Then you're coming back up and we're gonna roll it all the way up. So squat on the way down, hinge on the way up. Make sense? So take it up. Ooh, no, sorry. Hinge on the way up, on the way down. Drop into those hips, side to side. Extend up through the legs and slowly roll it up. So you are gonna round your back on the way there, right? But here, hinge it forward, grab the toes or grab the legs, drop down in that squat, side to side, all the way up. 1 more just like that. Hinge it forward, slight bend in the knees, toes, drop it down, side to side. Let's switch it up a little bit. Watch me 1 time. So instead, we're gonna squat low, hinge it here, extend it up, drop it down, and then with power, come up out of that squat. Arms above the head, right? So squat low, take it down, extend it up. If that feels like too much for you, again, find what feels good for you. I know we're getting a little leg burn. Squat low, then hinge, extend up through those legs, feel that little stretch, drop it back down, arms out in front, here's your power. Let's get 1 more. Squat low, take it down, extend it up, drop it low, power up, yes. Roll it through, right? Hips, whoo, yes. Little march right through here, whoo. All right, so let's take it, whoo, to everybody's favorite world's greatest stretch, and then guess what? Everything else is on the mat. I know you're waiting for that, right? We've been up top for a long time. So we're going to extend that leg back on those train tracks or hip distance apart. So everybody come to here. If you need balance on the wall, I want you to grab it. If you can, I want you to first drop the arm down. Walk that front foot out to the side, away from your body. Reach that arm up, feel that stretch. Reach that arm through. Let's stay here if we can. Reach that arm up, power to the ceiling. Take the arm through. Long leg if you can, but drop to that knee if you can. 1 more time, reach to the ceiling. Hold that stretch. Take the arm through. And then slowly I want you to come back to a standing position. We're gonna stay on that same leg, but we're switching up what we're doing with it, right? I'm gonna angle a bit. So this time, take it down. Again, drop it down. This time I want you to drop that knee if you can. So this hand can be here. You can have it on the inside if you really want to push out a little bit more. Watch me here. If you really want to go here, or you can reach it up, but this time we're going to drop that knee, extend it up, feel that stretch, power, right? Drop that knee, extend it up. If you want to be here, that works too. Drop that knee, extend it up. And then if it feels good for you, I want you to drop down on the knee. So watch me here. If that doesn't feel good for you, roll up a mat underneath, or you return to that standing position and just do this with that leg back. I want you to take it forward, lean, feel that hip flexor stretch, and take it back. Take it forward, lean, hip flexor stretch, and take it back. One more. This time, if you can, take it back into that hamstring. So hands here, breathe into it here. And carefully roll it forward. Step it back up. I'm gonna turn this way, but we're just going all of that on the other side. So we're gonna take it back. Nice and wide, feel that stretch. Balance if you need it. Take it down if you can. If you need to drop the knee there, you can. If you wanna walk that front foot away from your body, you can. Let's take that arm up 3 times. Reach and rotate. Again, if you need that knee drop, reach and rotate. One more. Through the spine. Lots of power, use that front leg. Bring it up. Now we're dropping the knee. So same leg, take it back. Balance if you need it. Drop it down. Again, if you wanna walk that front foot out, you can even have this hand here, or you can keep it up if you wanna keep that rotation. Drop the knee, push it up. Drop the knee, push it up. Drop the knee, up, and then all the way down. Find that balance. Again, if you need to put something under the knee, if that doesn't work for you, you just take it here. We'll scoop it up. If you can, scoop up and lean, and take it back. Feel that stretch through here. Scoop up and lean, and take it back. One more. This time, take it back through here. Woo! All right, if this is comfortable for you, I want you to come on the knees here. Let's start in that child's pose. We're here. Really lean side to side in those shoulders, sit back into those hips. Take a few breaths to really sink into that. So a little bit of a challenge here. And if this challenge is not right for where you are today, you just hang out in that child's pose. But we're gonna start child's pose. Come up to quadruped. Feel that here. Sit back. I want you to use the power from your core, big stretch. Exhale, come up to all fours. Let's get one more like that. Use your core, stretch into it. Come up to all fours. Watch me, we're adding on. You're gonna lift your torso, woo, and sit back. Right through here. So watch me one time, your whole thing. Child's pose, all fours, torso and back. Now that's probably easier for women than it is for men. So do the best you can, back to all fours. Child's pose, up to all fours, lift that torso and sit back. All right, so everybody hang out here. Forget your child's pose unless you need to stay there. We're gonna lift it up. Feel that stretch. Take it down. You're gonna lift it up. This is a great hip flexor stretch, not a big hyperextension, but stretch it here. And take it down. One more. Lift it up. From here, curl your toes behind. If you can, and again, if none of this is right for you, you just hang out child's pose to all fours, cat-cow. We're gonna come up. We're gonna come down. No, we're gonna come up, we're gonna come up. Now we go back down. So your whole sequence looks like this. Sit back, bring it up, up, down, down. If that doesn't feel good for your knees, you can either take it up top, get a little hip flexor or a lunge, or again, stay down in that child's pose. But you're down, important part, sit back, bring it up, curl those toes, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, and then second time do left, right, left, right. So just a few at your own pace, up with the core, open up those hips, don't overthink it. Let's try to get one more. Down, power. Down and down, big stretch back right through here. Yes, team, I know. Whoo! Roll it through, shoulder to shoulder. Let's turn to a seated position in the front. Little mobility through here. Sit up nice and tall. Drop those knees side to side. A lot of hip work, right? So let's get that upper body. I want you to find what's comfortable for you. If that's that butterfly pose or crisscross applesauce, cross-legged, take it here. I want you to do a reach, Stretch. Reach up to the ceiling. Other side. Reach to the ceiling. Lean. Right through here. Reach up. And I want you to rotate those shoulders. Can you come behind? Back to center. Through here. Reach up. And then just turn your shoulders. Yes. One more from here. Reach up. Hand on that outside knee, so you may need to bring those knees in. Hand behind your body. Look over your shoulder. Mobility. Back to center. Reach up. Hand down. Hand behind. Look over. One of our favorite mobilities. How about we go into that 90-90? I know we got a lot of hip work. We're not going to do it very long. 90-90 looks like this. You can also hang out in that cross-legged pose if that's better for you, or sit on the edge of the chair. But using your hips and your core, we're coming here. So I want you to take it at your own pace. And if it feels good for you on one side, I want you to bring the back arm up, front arm up, back arm down, front arm up, little stretch. Back to center. Take it through here. Power. Yes, so just finding ways. I hope when you saw mobility power, you didn't think we were gonna do a ton of squat jumps or things like that. Just finding ways to feel the power in that mobility, right? Little lift. All the way through. Let's get one more each side, with or without that reach. And up, woo. One more, roll it through. And up. Because we love it, if you want, you can hang out right here or take it back into that pigeon pose. We love a pigeon. Hold it here. If 90-90 is better for you, you keep it there. And then I'm gonna give you an option here. You know it, you love it. Up on the hands. Same leg. Push back to plank, power. Push into pigeon. Sit and release. Same leg. Push back to plank, power. Bring it into pigeon. Now, I know that is hard to do, so if you just wanna hang out here or you wanna take it half that time, you take it nice and slow. It's hard to get into and out of. One more option. If you want plank and then one-legged dog, woo! Bring it in. Push back to plank or one-legged dog. Bring it in. How about we go one more? Push back to plank or one-legged dog. Bring it in. Hold it here. Let's stretch into it. 3, 2, 1. Roll your knees to that other side. Give yourself a second. Let your head drop while you're here. Let's get a little neck stretch in between. Other side. And then turn into that pigeon. Find that good stretch if that's good for you. So you have the option to stay here the entire time if you want more of that deep stretch, more of that flexibility, or again, 90-90 or sitting on a chair. Or if you want, we're gonna add the power, taking that leg in front, pushing back to plank. Then if you wanna add the one-legged dog, you can. So your choice, you do you. Here we go. Push back to plank, use your core. Bring that knee in, use your mobility, sit into it. So using core and spinal mobility coming up, and then really trying to use the power from that leg. Coming in. Plank. If you want down dog, that's an option. And bring it in. Take it here. Down dog. And bring it in. 2 more. Plank. Through here. Last one. Up. Hold that pigeon. 3, 2, 1. And relax. So turn over onto all fours. Last thing in your hands here. If you want to take it to the wrist, you can, to our fist. Roll through cat-cow. And I just want you to find a rhythm that works for you. Now if you want a little extra hamstring stretch, a little extra core, I'm gonna give you a power option. Roll through, back to neutral, push it down, dog. Back to bear plank, down, roll through. Otherwise, you just keep cat-cow. When you come to that neutral, down dog. Whoo! Slowly lower. 2 more. You do you. Last one. And relax. Yes. Team, come all the way down onto all fours. I want you to rest your head on your hands if you can. If that is not right for you, you hang out on all fours or child's pose. And I just want you to do a little kick of your legs. Start with pointed toes, right through here. I'm gonna bring it here so you can hear me. And then flex your feet. If it feels good for you, I want you to come up into that little modified cobra, that little baby cobra, right here. And walk your hands out in front. If that's not right for you, you hang out in child's pose or all the way down. Walk your hands back. Baby cobra. Slowly. Walk your hands out in front. This time, let's scoop your arms around right in the center. And if you want, you've got that power full cobra or up dog. Slowly lower down, elbows in. Walk them out. Big scoop around or bring them in gently. Baby cobra or full cobra up dog. Either one. Slowly down. Let's get 2 more of that power. So we're getting the mobility through the back. We're also getting that upper body and the arms. Bring it up. Walk it out. 1 more power version of this move. Scoop it around, bring them in. Power. And slowly down. Very carefully roll onto your back. Yes. Woo. Bring those knees in one at a time. Get a little stretch through here. 1 more little power for the upper body. We were a little lower body heavy with all that hip work in the beginning. So I want you to very slowly roll to your side and bring it up. Or roll all the way up using your core, but make sure that's right for you. So we're here. I want you to bring those feet in, fingertips in. You have a few options. You can just hold it here if you'd rather just get a little stretch. If you can, that reverse bridge. Bring it up and slowly down. It's up to you. What I want you to do is think less about triceps and more about back mobility and chest opener. So you're swinging the hips through. You are using that upper body, but you're also pushing through the feet. Often when we do this, I want you to get the bend in the triceps. This time I want you to think about that movement from here. So using your core, using your hips. Big inhale, exhale up. Slowly down. If that's not right for you, again, you just find a good stretching position. Here we go. Bring it up. Slowly down. Let's get 1 more. Bring it up. Hold it here if you can. Lift those hips to the ceiling. Feel that stretch through the chest. And then slowly down. Walk those feet out. Lift up and fold it over. We're gonna slowly take it down on our back. I want you to take it 1 vertebra at a time, using your core. If you need to use those hands, use the hands. Reach those arms and legs as wide as you can. Big starfish, really reach through the fingertips, through the toes. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Making your body as big as it can be. And then bring the knees in. Whoo! Holding it here. Making your body small. If you want to get a little spinal massage like we do in Pilates, you can do that too. Roll side to side. let those knees drop to one side. Reach those arms out, look towards the opposite hand. And then little open book, roll those knees to the other side, look away. Now this was mobility, so we focused less on that deep stretching and that static stretching, that holding, and more of that movement. Bring it center, knees in. If you can grab both, grab both. Otherwise, just one and then the other. Open up those knees. Relaxing with the pelvic floor, relaxing in the back. Let's get one knee in, grab either on the top or underneath. You can extend it up to that hamstring, flex that foot. Again, so we're not holding them as long as we normally would if we wanted that deep, deep stretch. So I highly recommend that you do some more deep stretching on your own. Cross that leg over the bottom leg. Lift up and let's get that little hip stretch. That's too much for you, you just cross it here or keep it down in that open book. You can also do this stretch sitting in a chair. Ooh, we need that, right? Press that top knee down, pull that lower leg in. Feel that release in the back. And then bring that bottom knee in. Extend that leg up. Hamstring, cross it over. I would love to hear from you in the comments if this felt good for you. Again, very similar to a lot of our mobility workouts, but adding in a little bit of power through some of that movement. There's power in mobility, there's strength in mobility. But I'd love to hear from you if you want to see more like this, if you'd love to see more fusion workouts where we get mobility and cardio, mobility and strength. I try to always work it into all the workouts. Go ahead and slowly roll up to a seated position. Take your time. Find what's comfortable for you. And again, we'll do little head drops to the side. Would you like to see a deep stretch video? That's kind of something we don't have. I keep the stretches pretty short at the end of workouts just because I know you want to get in and out through the center and the other side. But we really want that deep stretch when we want to be holding these stretches longer. So let me know if that's something you'd like to see. And of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, leave me a comment. Check out all the links in the description below for other ways that you can join me. Down in the center, let your chin drop to the chest. Just breathe into that, relax in the shoulders. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Few deep breaths. Say thank you to your body for showing up for you today. I know that's not something we do often, not something we do often enough, but as you're breathing, really take a minute and just think about all the ways that your body shows up for you and all the reasons we want to take care of it. Take care of your body, take care of you. It's the way that we take care of others as well. Roll those shoulders. Let's get one big deep breath in and out. Thank you so much for being here today. You did it. That was your mobility power workout. Great job, everybody.